Hey, how's it going? So today is Friends Day, which is the day that it's Facebook's 12th birthday. And every year people always talk about us as a company. So we all kind of thought that this would be a good day to instead celebrate how people around the world are connecting using the internet and Facebook and all the different tools. And so Friends Day is a day to celebrate your friends, right, and the people who make your life meaningful. And so I thought that it would be a good idea on Friends Day to pull these guys out of whatever meetings they were in before, because these are some of the most special people in my life who have been my friends and who I've worked with for more than 10 years, and have been, they're all on the management team here at Facebook and are responsible for so many of the things that you guys use every day. So I figured it would be pretty fun to embarrass them, and to go through and tell some funny stories about how we got started working together, and also some of just our favorite moments and stories that we've heard from people in our community using these products. And each of us have a slightly different view of the community because of the different products that we build. Naomi is focused on. I was going to start with KX because we've known each other for the longest. But Naomi focuses on growth and connecting everyone in the world to each other and to our services. KX is currently working on Newsfeed and has worked on a whole lot of things at the company. Boz runs ads now, and likewise has also built and run a whole lot of things at the company over the last 10 years.
Yeah, we just changed spots.
Yeah,
you used to run ads.
Sometimes you have to
gotta mix it
you
up
gotta
a little
change it up, yeah. And Chris runs probably most of the products, actually. Is the chief product officer at Newsfeed, and most of the stuff that you think about as Facebook on a day-to-day basis, this guy is running at this point. And so all right, so let's get started. So KX I've known the longest, and we first met on I think it was the first day of our first computer science class
at 121
at Harvard, 121, theoretical computer science, and I
entry level. Dean
It
Harry Lewis.
was.
It was.
Harry Lewis. Shout out to Harry Lewis.
Yeah.
Were you the TA?
No, we'll get to that.
sorry,
We'll get to that in a
okay.
second. We'll get to that in a second. Plenty of that. And one of the things that I remember at KX, so I showed up to class that day, and I was wearing my shirt inside out and backwards. So my tag was literally sticking out the back. And I guess, I don't know, I'd just been up all night the night before coding and working on a bunch of different stuff. And so I showed up to class and I just looked like a mess. And no one would talk to me. And I was like, why? I'm like, do I look weird? Am I doing something weird? And KX just had no problem with it.
And that's what I noticed.
Yeah. That's just as good.
Yeah.
So we started working together on all our problem sets. And we took probably, I didn't make it through college, but you did, and joined after you graduated. But we probably took 4 or 5 classes together across computer science, math, psychology, just a lot of the different disciplines that touch a lot of the work that we're doing here now. And KX probably more than anyone else is responsible for getting me through college, because while I was working on...
Well, you didn't get through college.
That's fair.
So he failed.
You had one job. For getting me through the 2 years that I got through, because we did our problem sets together, and KX was always smarter and was able to, there would be 6 problems, and KX would do 5 of them, and I'd do 1, and we'd say we collaborated. And,
Which was actually allowed at Harvard. It's worth pointing
Yeah.
out that was actually how problem sets were supposed to be done.
Baz was our TA, he would know, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But one of the things that I actually remember the most from my time in school was we'd go out and get pizza almost every night, right? We'd go to Pinocchio's, right? And it was close enough to Harvard Square, right? It was in Harvard Square, and we just talk about the future and how we thought technology was going to change things and how people connecting was going to change things, and it was funny because I think we just took for granted that over time people would want to connect online, and for us and the different friends that we had and the people that that we talked to and worked with in college, that was a pretty common belief, right? That the internet was going to be this great tool for people to come connect and make new friends and stay in touch with the people who they love. But it turned out outside of that little group to not be something that a lot of people around the world were focused on. And that's why I think so many people from that time have kind of come together and worked on this company to bring a lot of those tools to the world. So thank you for being a friend and getting me through 2 years of college, and for everything you've done here so far in building up Facebook and helping connect everyone.
Thanks.
So what's been your what's your favorite story that you've heard from someone who's used the different things that you've built since you've been here?
There's a really personal one. So a lot of us recently had kids. Actually, 4 of us sitting on this couch right now. And I think it's one thing that's been cool over the years is kind of growing up with this group of people as coworkers but as friends, and going through this experience together as well. And not just with your direct friends, but also the power of Facebook and Facebook groups and getting to connect with other people who are going through the same thing. And one thing that's actually been really personal recently has been there's this amazing group called the Physician Moms Group on Facebook that my wife is a part of. She's a doctor at Stanford, and this group is, I think, over 40,000 physicians who are mothers, all kind of going through the same thing, and it's just one of the most amazing things.
Yeah, Priscilla joined that group too.
Oh, awesome.
It's something crazy, like 1 in 4 new mothers who are physicians.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think, like, given how many doctors there are in the United States and how many of those who are mothers, it's a surprisingly high proportion.
I've heard about it from a lot of new mothers.
Yeah.
Just like, oh yeah, I know that group. I'm in that group.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's up?
All right. so like, being
What's your
alive,
master
being
plan?
alive. There is no master plan. I literally sent these guys a message like 20 minutes before we're gonna do this. I'm like, I don't know what
Cancel
work-
your meeting.
What work you thought you were in.
We're going live.
We tried to get Cheryl to come join, but apparently she's doing work. So
Yeah.
that so we'll see if she can stop by. But apparently she's less interruptible than the rest of us here, who can just hang out on Facebook all day like you. So all right. So being alive and being interactive, we want to make sure that we're getting questions from people. Hey, we got Cheryl. We were talking about how you're actually doing work.
And you're all
we were just hanging out.
telling
We were
Facebook
just hanging out
stories?
here. Come closer.
Were you telling her
So-
I was trying to get you to pose in front of the camera, the balloons, and you won't do it?
No, I didn't tell that story.
Got it.
But you can. You'll have that.
Go ahead.
We'll have that opportunity.
What stories are we telling?
So we're going to audience participation,
Okay.
right? Because being alive, part of the magic of this is that we can interact, right? So it's not just we're making a video; it's people can ask questions. So if you guys have questions for any of us, just jump in and we'll intersperse that with our own stories as well. And then we're going to Boz next.
Yes.
You all want to
Stories?
take
More questions.
Jonathan says, "Happy Friends Day," and what's coming next for Facebook? Broad question.
Yeah.
A lot of room to run on that one, Mark.
Make it tight.
Happy Friends Day to you too.
Jonathan.
Jonathan, thank you for the question. One of the big things that we're really focused on, the mission is to connect everyone in the world, right? And now we've been lucky enough over the last 12 years to go from the service that helps college students stay connected to now, more than 1.5 billion people around the world use these services to stay connected to the people that they care about and share ideas and shape the world in the way that they want. And I think it's easy to think about a community that's that large as if this is such an accomplishment or something that we've done, but we look at it as there's 7 billion people in the world, so there's 5.5 billion people who are not doing what we need to yet, and that to me is the biggest part of our mission and what we need to go do. And when we think about that, a lot of people around the world don't have the opportunities of even being on the internet, right? About 4 billion people aren't connected, and there are all these things that we have to do, and that Naomi will probably talk about in a bit to just make sure that everyone has this kind of equal opportunity to have access to not just Facebook and tools for sharing, but education tools, tools to get health information, just all the different kinds of stuff that's important. So that's something that we'll talk a lot about, and I'm happy to go on for a long time about that. Happy Friends Day, Jonathan. All right, let's go to Boz.
Yeah.
So Boz I met shortly after KX when I was in school. And I met him because he was the teaching fellow in my first AI class.
I would pay so much money.
I know, me too.
I do.
Let's reenact.
Of Mark, one scene of Mark not showing up to section.
Mark didn't always show up to section.
No, he was busy building
Never
the
showed
Facebook.
up to
Why do I believe that?
He was busy building the Facebook.
I've read Mark's kindergarten report card.
Is that right?
Yes, I have.
I don't think you can share Mark's
And you know what
college
it
report
said?
card.
You know what it
I
said?
did well in 182
You did.
in your class.
And in kindergarten. It said that he liked to build things and he did not like to be told what to do.
Oh
my
well.
God. And nothing has changed.
Dial it in.
All right, well, look. Consistency apparently is a virtue. So, Boz, I mean, one of the impressive things about you is that I think you've always been a really good leader, but you've evolved and changed so much. I mean, when I first met you, you.
Everyone hold your faces together. Please keep it together. I'm trying to talk.
All right. Thank you. One of the projects that we had in our AI class was this. Was it Othello, the game that we had to play?
That's right.
And Boz made it very clear at the beginning of the class that no one would ever beat his Othello player. And it's that kind of.
Was it true?
I think it is.
Nobody in the class beat it.
I think
Although
it was.
Ki-Chang Ma is a student we were talking about recently, actually, who did tie my Othello player.
Well, so he was right. So the boldness was justified in this case. But I think part of it is over time when I actually started trying to build the team. Right, the first couple of years at Facebook we were just this very small crew, and then when we actually started trying to get people together, I basically just reached out to all the people who were my teachers at Harvard, who I worked with, who were the smartest people who I'd met, which is how these two guys joined. And Boz was definitely at the top of the list of the people who were my teachers, because I mean, in the AI class, I mean, just the clarity that you brought and how inspiring you were as a teacher, it just kind of made me think that this is a discipline that I really want to learn about and focus on, and it's really been an important part of a lot of the different things that we do at Facebook. I mean, AI underscores newsfeed and ranking and showing people the best content, search and making sure that you can find people, suggesting the right friends to you when you sign up to make sure that you can ramp up.
Find the right ads.
Right, to make it that ads. And I mean, this is what you're running now. But
help